expand outward however you may please. If it's player versus player, coach versus coach, matchup, that's what we're talking about this morning. Which matchup are you going to, Peter, be having eyeballs on Sunday afternoon?
It's an offensive league, right? Everyone telling us it's an offensive league. You want the young offensive hot coordinator. You're seeing some of these coaching hirings and interviews right now on the bottom line ticker as we speak. Dave Canales is the hot name now. He was in Tampa Bay. Now he's going to get a second interview with Carolina. That's the report. And we know Bobby Slowick is interviewing for all these teams. I say this because I know the bottom line ticker is right beneath me on NFL Network, and it's just offensive names galore. Just interviewing with this team. Mike Macdonald, the defensive coordinator of the Ravens, has silenced all of them this season. He has silenced all of them. Slowick came in as the hottest name last week, and Macdonald slowed him down. You went all the way back to the Mike McDaniel deal where it was Mike McDaniel can't be the Ravens blew them out. Niners blew them out. Andy Reid's coming to town. Andy Reid's coming to town, and Mike Macdonald is going to have a plan. I think everyone watching on Saturday afternoon was like, all right, C.J. Stroud, he just had the greatest game ever by a rookie quarterback, and he lit up Jim Schwartz's defense. Let's see what he can do. And McDonald's defense suffocated that Houston offense. Game after game after game, whether it be what Shane Waldron and the Seahawks were doing, silence. Ben Johnson and the Lions came to Baltimore, silence. You go right through the names of the hottest offensive names. He has silenced all of them, and he's done it with his amazing unit of players. Andy Reid is as creative, as passionate, and obviously as effective as any offensive mind maybe the league has ever seen. I'd put him in the same conversation as Bill Walsh. I think right now you'd have to say Reid is right up there in the all-time greats for what he's done with so many different quarterbacks, so many different offenses. This McDonald's a 30-something, and he's got the challenge of stopping it. I love the X's and O's, and I love the matchups. I also love the age difference and the personalities and what Baltimore's bringing. Jason, I know you're a defensive player at heart. You've got to love what McDonald's been up to.
Oh, unbelievable. When you start to go down the list of the coordinators he's gone against and how he silenced them, it is unbelievable. And the matchups of the X's and O's, when you talk about a guy like Andy Reid, you said it Monday when they ran the flash screen. It was, we haven't ran that play since 2011. Like, that is unbelievable to be able to go into the archives. But just the thought of going into a game and game planning, and I'm going to stick with that same game. You talked about Andy Reid, and I'm looking at how he deploys Travis Kelce, because the guy on the other side that Mike Macdonald has is a guy by the name of Kyle Hamilton. To me, this is going to be a very fun matchup. For years in our own division, AFC West, we talked about Travis Kelce going against Derwin James, the young athletic safety. He's long, he's tall. Kyle Hamilton, same type of player, but he may have better guys around him on that Ravens defense, I believe. And I want to see these guys. Kyle Hamilton, this year, first-team All-Pro, Pro Bowler, the young babyface killer, what they're calling him in Baltimore, as pass game coordinator Chris Hewitt donned that name on him. For Travis Kelce, for weeks we talked about it. Where is he in this offense? How are they using him? Blah, blah, blah. He gets in there in the divisional round. He goes 5 for 75 and 2 touchdowns and came alive again, one of Mahomes' favorite targets. When you go into the X's and O's and you look at Buffalo, a lot of too high safeties, a lot of zone. And Travis Kelce is probably the best player when going against zones of being able to uncover and find those open spaces for Mahomes. I think he's going to see a lot of more press coverage guys in his face like Kyle Hamilton trying to slow him down. This is a matchup that I'm fired up for just to see these two guys battle at it, play in and play out.
Is that one of those deals where you see Kelce go in motion and then you're going to see Hamilton follow, or is this where he's just in my area, obviously the zone, or is this like straight up man-to-man, I got him no matter where he goes?
I think we're going to see some man-to-man because Hamilton plays in the slot a lot where Kelce aligns, and I think off of that, when you talk about Mike Macdonald, there's going to be times he's running in motion, then he's blitzing, and somebody else. He designs so many different looks to throw at you for Patrick Mahomes. I think that's going to be the fun part of the matchup.
You know what's an easy way to look at it? If we see like a lot of shots of the biggest pop star in the world that day, Kyle Hamilton did not have a game.
Yeah.
Like that, he basically dictates it. You at home, if you love the Taylor Swift, if you're like kind of stop showing her, you need Kyle Hamilton to have a big game. He basically, it's not the director in the booth, it's Kyle Hamilton will dictate how many times Taylor Swift is shown in this game. Because if Kelce doesn't have a big game, they won't do it. I'm going to change dramatically. There's a lot of like equal matchups, I think, in this game. I think the rosters are kind of similar. Like, I was talking about this yesterday, and like McCaffrey and Gibbs and Laporta and Kittle, like some similar personnel, which is why I'm going to the trenches. I really am. I am here for Penei Sewell versus Nick Bosa. I'm way into this because we also, you might think, well, we got Big Trent and we got Hutchinson. They usually line up on other sides. Like, I don't think they'll go against each other. But Sewell at right tackle and Bosa right in front of him is amazing. You know what's so cool? This is just a coincidence. I didn't even know this. Penei Sewell's first ever professional game was against Nick Bosa.
Really?
Week 1, bring it up right here. Lions-Niners. They take Sewell. It was all this. Remember, Peter, it was Rashawn Slater or if it was Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
They take Sewell, and his first NFL game is against Bosa, and he did pretty well. The Lions scored 33 points in this game. They lost.
Yeah.
And it was like 41 to 33.
Right. Elijah Mitchell started over Trey Sermon. It was a big deal
right?
in San Francisco.
That's what Peter was looking at. Listen, Bosa did have a sack, but it was kind of one of these chase down sacks. Point is, like, these two guys are the motor. These two guys are a little bit of a talker, a little bit of a swagger. If Nick Bosa's running around doing that thing where he just goes like that the whole game, like it's a wrap. Like the Lions are not going to win. You don't want to see this. This is the last thing you see before you start the offseason. Sewell was drafted for this game. Sewell was ready for this game. Listen, on the other side, because Bosa moves sometimes, then you're going against Decker. Like, it is a matchup anywhere. The lineman, D-lineman stuff in this game is so good because you got Hall of Famers, you got first-team All-Pros, you got up-and-comers like Hutchinson. It's really good before you even get to the McCaffreys and the Debos and the Amon-Ra's. The O-line, D-line play is going to be incredible. I'm into it.
You know what we could see a replication of is what we saw in Angry Rounds yesterday, which is the Juwan Jennings that lock up like cats. And then, like, if those two, can you imagine Sewell and Bosa whipping into a Gatorade cooler? More than one would be knocked
Look at the first few Lions plays. Look at the first few Lions running plays. If it's Montgomery or Gibbs, and just watch at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be right tackle. Now, the right tackle, the bottom of the screen if they're going that way. Watch what Sewell and Bosa do. To your point, does it go a little longer? Is there a little conversation after? Because Sewell is like a big tone setter guy.
Yeah.
Bosa's a little bit chill, but Sewell is like, I'm here to push people around.
There was a video of Sewell pregame. He leads everyone. He's
the guy.
The voice. He's the hype guy. And he was walking around with the fans, and there was a fan in, like, I think the fan was wearing a Niners sweatshirt, and Sewell, like, he went for a hand. Sewell just would not give it to him.
What I'm
He's like,
talking
he was ready to go.
I like it.
I don't know why you're wearing a Niners sweatshirt to a Bucs-Lions game, but that's okay. I mean, that's fine, too.
Rep your squad.
So you're going to see those press conferences later today. I'm curious which Bay Area, maybe prep football high school reporter is going to show up in Detroit to ask Jared Goff about his time at Marin Catholic. Because, Jared Goff, how do you keep stepping in these storylines? You got to go up against your former team in the Rams in the first round. Then you got to go up against Baker Mayfield, another former number 1 overall pick. And now you're going back to your hometown area to play your hometown San Francisco 49ers, the quarterback who wears number 16 for Joe Montana, a quarterback that played for their hometown team before you were even born. What is this? You have to go. Now Goff, this is not his first time back. He played for the Rams. He's 3-3 against the 49ers in his career. But he's had some moments up in the Bay Area. Not great. One of his worst games ever was played. He had no touchdowns, no picks, and 78 passing yards in a game in the Bay Area once. It's not pretty. I'm not saying it has emotionally driven written all over it, but, like, why does he keep having to carry these backpacks of storylines into these games where, hey, you got to, it's like when Brady used to show up and have to play the 49ers. Like, this kid grew up watching really great 49ers teams, and I'm curious what that's going to look like for him when he walks out onto that field.